Welcome to Secrets of the Stars, where we explore the ancient knowledge of astrology, decode your unique blueprint, and unveil how the wisdom of the sky contributes to your life. I'm your host, Abby Lutis, astrologer, mentor, and sky guide. It's time to embark on a cosmic adventure of self-discovery and understanding why you are the way you are. Let's dive in. Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Secrets of the Stars. I am so glad to be back here. It's a little later than my Wednesday episode, which is when I've been trying to post these episodes. However, we are still here, we are on time, and it is so on time because today I'm going to be looking at the astrology of April. So I have been working away at getting a lot of the content and materials up and running for my course, which is halfway through. We are now up to module 5 in Starlit, and we're looking at the incredible zodiac. So it's so incredibly wonderful. I have finished up a house sit where I was out near backing onto nature. It was I'm actually quite glad that I'm finished with that house sit. It wasn't exactly as I thought it was going to be, and there was lots to contend with those animals, let me tell you. So now I am back in a more settled, I've actually just started a new house sit on Saturday, and I'm really enjoying the new energy that is coming with this place. So I wanted to let you know that I am preparing to slowly wind down my astrology business for a few months. I am heading back to Central Australia to do some tour guiding, which will begin in mid-May. And so when I am back tour guiding, I really have little time to run my business. I will still have some very limited spaces available for readings. I'll still be producing my horoscopes. However, I won't be putting out as much information and content as I have been over the last few months. So I am winding things down a little bit. And in celebration of my 2024 year ahead report, I am actually closing this offer today. So this offer has been one of my most successful offers this year. It's highly sought after. And so what I'm doing to celebrate this offer, I've teamed it up with the other most in-demand offer that I have, which is my forecast reading. So it's astrology for the entire year ahead. You get a 2024 report. You get 4 astrology forecast readings, which are delivered to you throughout the year. You also get the bonuses, which I've included. These bonuses are invaluable. Honestly, there's so much value in this offer. You get 4 one-to-one 20-minute calls with me with the opportunity to ask further questions and delve deeper into your 3-month forecast report or even your 2024 report. And you get a copy of my 2024 year ahead astrology class and a copy of the replay of my astrology foundations class. So this offer is incredible, and it's closing today. So if you are hearing this podcast and really keen to get this offer, this will lock in your opportunity, your space, your time to get readings with me throughout the year. So go to the show notes to take advantage of that offer. But today I'm going to be talking about all of the astrology in April, and boy, is there a lot to cover. So without further ado, let's jump in. So we're starting off in week 1 of April. No better place to start, hey? So we start off, and this is on the 2nd, Tuesday the 2nd, with Mercury stationing retrograde, okay? So this Mercury retrograde is a very beginning of the spicy month that's to come, right? And this is for some, not for everyone. This retrograde is about coming back to yourself. It's about coming back to your passions, your motivations, and your truth, who you really are. And so that you can remember your power and move forward and use that for good in the world, all right? This is a time that you'll feel remotivated, realigned, and there is no one like you on earth. So it's about tapping into that energy to move forward and express it in the world. Now, this retrograde ends a 9-week all planets moving forward phase. So if you have felt like things have been moving fast or moving forward, you're absolutely on point with the energy here. And this Mercury retrograde ends that. And that happens on the 2nd, tomorrow. Then on Thursday, Venus makes a conjunction to Neptune on the 4th. So Venus and Neptune aligning is... these planets have similar nature, right? Venus is the divine feminine, and she's responsible for love, pleasure, the things that we value. And Neptune is associated with creativity, spirituality, imagination, mystery, illusion, and the ocean itself, right? So it's quite a dreamy energy that is coming in as soon as Mercury stations retrograde. So this energy is like the merging of the two of these planets, and it really does feel like a dreamy day. So don't push too hard. Don't do the things that aren't going to bring you joy, and wear the rose-colored glasses. I always love saying this phrase when Venus and Neptune come together, because, we can't always be out and doing, and we do need to take time to sit back, relax, and escape from, the reality sometimes. So this is a great day to do that. The following day, on Friday the 5th, Venus enters Aries, and this could be a rude shock for Venus because she ends her tour through Pisces, where she has been in exaltation, and this is a really great place for Venus to be. But now she's going into the sign where she doesn't really like. She's going to be in detriment in Aries, and Venus could feel like she's stepping out of the luxuries of staying at a best friend's house and almost into a war zone, essentially. Or said in a in a little less harsh way, the divine feminine is going to feel like she is in unfamiliar territory. It could feel hot, it could feel bothered, and quite simply just not at her best. Okay, so this could be the energy that is needed for the feminine to maybe take action, to embody her amazing qualities with a little bit of spice and a little bit of uncomfortableness on the side. All right, so Venus will be traveling through Aries for a lot of April. Then on Sunday, Venus makes a sextile to Pluto. This is on the 7th. And if you've been trying to move through something to transform part of your life that is linked in with the feminine energies, with love, with money, with what you value, lean into this art of receiving. Or maybe this could be a time where you're rewriting your beliefs around money or rewriting your values. Today could feel like there's a breakthrough in this space, and like you've taken a little step forward, or you've been able to move into a fresh perspective or a fresh space in terms of this transformation. So celebrate it, celebrate the small wins, and bask in this beautiful flow of life. All right, let's go into the second week of April, where things are going to get really spicy. So on Tuesday the 9th, we have the total solar eclipse in Aries. Now, total solar eclipses happen when the sun gets blocked out as the new moon passes in front of it. I'll say that again. The total solar eclipse occurs when the sun gets blocked out as the new moon passes in front of it. So eclipses are dynamic because the sun and the moon are like power planets to Earth. They hold significant energy and significant meaning, and this can be blindsiding, or it can bring to light sudden change. New moon rituals are not advised during eclipses. This energy is intense enough. And this eclipse path goes through the Americas, and it's being coined as the Great American Eclipse. And because it's happening in Aries, this is a sign of action, of things happening this month. And so this eclipse being in Aries is being ruled, we say, by Mars, because Mars is the ruling planet of Aries. Now, Mars is a malefic, and it's about action, it's about movement and energy, but it's also the god of war, and it can represent anger, frustration, and combativeness. So right now, at this time of the eclipse, Mars is going to be in Pisces, where he just doesn't feel in a good space, really. It's already a foggy place for Mars to be, and so it's not really supportive. Then we need to take into consideration that Mars is actually applying to a conjunction, so he's moving towards connecting with the other malefic, Saturn. And this happens just 2 days later on the 11th. So we can say that these two planets are going to be conjunct because they're close enough. So the energy is merging. Mars feels like it's being contained, okay? And that's what Saturn does. It enforces boundaries and it constricts. So with that all said, this energy could feel frustrating, angry, comparative, limiting, but all in a way designed to bring about an end or a new beginning happening in this like Pisces Aries dynamic. So look back to the last eclipses and find the last eclipse in Aries was about 12 months ago. I actually was at the last total solar eclipse, and I talked a little bit about that in my last episode. But you know, think about that time last April. I think it was around the 20th of April. What were some things that were happening? What were some themes showing up? Because, you know, if there's things that aren't working in your favor, it's because they are not meant to. There is a better plan, and it's time to focus on being the best version of yourself, because self is the Aries theme. And like, it's okay to focus on yourself. It's not selfish. We need to bring back our power, bring back our energy to ourselves so that we can express it out into the world. And this is what Mercury retrograde is also helping us to do. So trust that what is for you will not pass you by. And if this eclipse feels challenging, that's okay. The other thing to note about this eclipse is that it's making, the sun is making a conjunction to Chiron. So Chiron is also involved, all right? So this is the energy of healing, okay? And Chiron represents the wounded healer. So there might be an understanding of something coming up about a core wound. There could be physical or emotional pain that is connected to drive and help empower you if you feel like you're suffering. All right. This energy is dynamic. I tell you, it's going to be an interesting eclipse, and I'm interested to see how it all plays out. On Thursday, the 11th, Mars makes that conjunction to Saturn. So as I said, it's the two malefics joining forces. It's going to feel tense. All right. Neither of these planets are in a strong position. And it's like that feeling of wanting to break free. In the shadow energy, this might feel like a simmering rage or anger or a hot temper that just feels contained. It can't be expressed. It can't be let out. It could also put limits on physical energy. So make sure you're moving your body in a way that feels loving and kind to yourself. In fact, that's what I recommend doing on this day. Moving your body in a way that feels kind and loving, and doing something for your physical body that it's going to enjoy. On Friday the 12th, the sun makes a conjunction to Mercury, and Mercury is retrograding back through this phase. So Mercury passes into the space, and this time can be like a moment of clarity. Okay, it's happening at 9 o'clock, so it's this around this time, and I think it's like for around 20 minutes. It's this time of extreme clarity in your thoughts, and it's effortless and it's focus as well. All right, communications and writing will flow. It's like the words just float out without having to think about it. So taking into consideration this is while Mercury is in retrograde, it's likely to be some sort of internal thought process. Whew, we're only up to week 3, but let's keep going. On Tuesday the 16th, Mercury makes a conjunction to Chiron. So the wounded healer coming in, Chiron is slowly moving through Aries. So a lot of the planets will be meeting up with Chiron. Today could be about finding clarity and understanding about maybe something that came up on the eclipse, all right? Maybe something that has to do with these core wounds. You want to see where Aries falls in your chart, which is the house that rules Aries, and what's happening in this space. Look at those deep core wounds that Chiron exposes and that you hold, and how can you get the messages that are dropping in today. On Friday the 19th, Mercury makes a conjunction to Venus, all right? So Mercury and Venus will be aligning in the sky, meeting up. So this could be about something lovely coming in, maybe a love note from a loved one or a friend, and maybe it's someone from the past. It could even be an ex here, especially with Mercury retrograde. So, allow that in, relish in any sort of fun-loving connection, any fun-loving communication. There may be clarity around something to do with money or your values, and something that potentially has been on your mind. It's a good day to pull out the journal and write it all down. Honestly, this is what Mercury retrograde asks of us. What do you truly desire? What do you truly value? What do you truly love? And what is it that makes you feel joy and pleasure? And call that in for yourself. On Saturday the 20th, finally, this fiery energy is going to start to dissipate because the sun starts to move into Taurus, or on the 20th it does, actually at exactly midnight. So it's a time of stability and security. Focus on building strong foundations and appreciate the simple pleasures in life. You might feel more attracted to comfort and luxury during this time or during Taurus season. And it's a great time to invest money. It's a great time to build your solid foundation or continue to build on your solid foundation that you want for your future. Set some long-term goals that you're going to slowly work towards over time. This is what Taurus energy can help us with. It's about taking a slower and more methodical approach to life and work and projects, okay? On the same day, Mars is making a sextile to Jupiter, and so this energy, and Uranus actually, so this energy could be fun-loving and expansive. We had that challenging eclipse with Mars, but this time it might just mean a little bit of action could help us feel a little bit more enjoyable, feel a little bit more energetic, and there might be some opportunities or some enthusiastic energy around. There could also be this wanting to take risks, wanting to try something completely different. Maybe a great time to explore unconventional solutions to something that you're working on, or something that you might not have thought about before. You'll be more open to change and willing to take these risks to make positive changes in your life. So explore the new opportunities, start projects, take advantage of this changeable, dynamic, unique, rebellious energy. Then on Sunday, the 21st, we have a pretty special event happening. So there's a lot of excitement around this date in the astrology world because it is the day that Jupiter aligns with Uranus. And this is a once in a 14-year conjunction. So it's a pretty big deal. So especially when we consider that when this alignment happened in 1969, along with the moon in this alignment, humans landed on the moon, right? On that exact date. I'm going to read that again because that's impressive. So on this date in 1969, when Jupiter, Uranus, and the moon all aligned, humans landed on the moon. Now, if we look at Uranus is about future, it's about visions, it's about technology, it's about sudden change. And I know that this wasn't sudden, but it is quite expansive. And this is what Jupiter represents, right? So this idea of space travel, expansion, and the fact that the moon was actually involved, it's just so literal. So this time could be about pleasant surprises, right? It's expansion and new beginnings and opportunities, freedom and change that are meeting up. There could be some beautiful things coming in, along with this all this challenging energy that Aries season and April is bringing. This is the beauty within it. I definitely think so. And this energy, whilst the exact conjunction is on the 21st of April, this energy could be felt for some weeks before and some weeks after, all right? Because these planets are very slow moving. So Venus is also making a conjunction to Chiron on this day. Again, as I mentioned, the wounded healer is coming up a lot here because it's traveling through Aries. So there might be something again coming up about some core wounds that need to be healed. And that is definitely worth looking at. All right, so we have the last week or the fourth week of April, and on Monday, the sun makes a square to Pluto. This is the 22nd of April. This could be uncomfortable. This could bring up shadow aspects of self. And so, this can relate back to transformation. Pluto is the god of the underworld. The sun represents our spirit, our truth, who we are. So look out for what could be coming up around that day. On Wednesday, the 24th, we have the full moon in Scorpio. Now, this moon, our moon has been going through it, I tell ya. And whilst this is the first lunation and the full moon after eclipse season, because it's happening in Scorpio, the moon just doesn't like being in Scorpio. It's actually in detriment and it feels like it's in enemy territory. So this could feel eclipsy, right? So this energy could feel similar. There's potentially things that need to be let go of during this time, things that need to be released. It's like a feeling of depth and intensity, and could bring up fears, could bring up things that you don't want to talk about, all right? Things that might seem scary, you just don't want to go there. So just watch out for that full moon on the 24th. On Thursday, the 25th, we have a little bit of relief with Mercury stationing direct. But in saying that, Mercury's station retrograde and station direct days, its station days, are often the most intense of the retrograde period. So something could come up in relation to the retrograde here. So there is going to be that shift of energy where the Mercury starts moving forward again. And everything that you've been learning, everything that you've been going within, this now is able to be expressed in as you sort of step out into the rest of the month. Then we look at the last few days, essentially the last astrology events that are happening are on Monday the 29th of April. Now there's two things happening and they're quite opposite in their energies. The first is that Mars is making a conjunction to Neptune. This energy has the potential to be explosive, tense, foggy, and uncertain, okay? This is combative energy. It can represent war. It is a deep shadow side to this energy, and it could be seen in events in the world. It could be seen as things unfolding or deepening, because we all already know that there is so much unrest in the world and in this space. So this aspect makes Mars angry, and Neptune can make things unclear. Okay. This is what happens when these planets get together. It doesn't feel good. But if we want to harness the lighter energy of this aspect, it's a great day to connect with your imagination and spirituality and ground it to earth, and maybe even take action towards something that you have been wanting to make tangible, something that's in your mind, that's in your imagination, that's in your spiritual awareness. You actually want to ground that and move that project forward. That would be a great way to access the positive aspect of this transit. And then finally, Venus enters Taurus. And oh boy, I think we'll all be ready for this, because Venus in Taurus is beautiful. It's grounded. It's sensual energy. Venus moving into her home sign, where she is the ruler of her kingdom. So she feels like she's going to be at her best, especially after her tour through Aries. So the divine feminine will be bringing us love, pleasure, attention to our personal values, attention to our money, and attention to the areas of your chart that are ruled by Taurus. So allow yourself to indulge in this sweet, sweet energy, honestly, because this is going to be a month, let me tell you. Take time out to do something that feeds your soul, something that you value, that brings you joy, and that brings you bliss, all right? Because that's what Venus is all about. We got to make most of these times that bring in the joy. So don't let this one slip through your fingers. Well, that's it for April. There you have it. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you want to get your hands on a 2024 report, you have the rest of the day to do so. I'm so excited that this offer has just been so incredibly successful. But it's time to close down. It's time to wind it down. We've got Mercury retrograde, and I'm heading back to the center. So that is where we're at. So if you're interested in a reading, please go to my website. Because as of May, there's going to be very limited spots to get your natal charts. I just won't have the time. I'll be reopening again come August, but if you are wanting any sort of astrology reading, insight, or guidance, please get in for April. And until next time, keep shining bright. Thank you for joining me on this cosmic journey of self-discovery. If you have enjoyed this episode, please leave a review and share it with someone who you think would love it. Keep exploring the secrets of the stars, and remember, the universe has woven a unique story just for you. Until next time, keep shining bright.